Okay, so I made this video just to introduce a little bit about the Ti-nspire for Year 10s and Year 11s who are just starting off with the Ti-nspire. First thing we need to really look at is just this green bar here, indicating how much battery it's got left. Normally it's got a green bar, 100%, should indicate about 6 weeks of life left. So just starting off, one of the things that we like to do is just start from the home screen, as you can see here, home screen, and I always like to just check some of the settings. So if I press 5, then 2, what I always like to do is I always like to be in float 6, unless we're doing something in monetary values, financial maths, then perhaps then we might be in something like fix 2, but predominantly we're in float 6. Usually we're in degree mode, and calculation modes, approximate and exact are our two options really, but what we're just going to do is we're going to start off with approximate mode, and to put all these into action we go down to the bottom and press make default and press OK. So one of the great things that we can start to do is on a calculator page, we can start to perhaps substitute numbers into a algebraic expression. So if I go menu 1 1 define, if I write a equals 5 and then I press enter, and the equals button is just over here, and then I say that again, menu 1 1 b equals 7, press enter. Now if I press a multiplied by b and press enter, there we have it, 35. Now however, if I was to press AB, can you see that they are not bold, so therefore AB doesn't mean anything. AB, we need to do A multiplied by B, or in this case I might want to do A divided by B, so as a fraction, A over B, and there we have it, simple as that. Now say for example I say, well, maybe I don't want 0.714 etc, maybe I want it to be a fraction. Again, if I press go home, settings 5 2, and I set it from approximate mode into exact mode and press make default and press OK, then I go back to my current document, and now if I press enter it will just do A over B again, and this time it will give me in a fraction form. So it's a matter of preference and also down to the actual question. One of the other things that we can do is we can solve a linear equation. So if I go menu my age 31, so if I go menu 31, so if you ever forget, just think of Mr. Tweedale's age, menu 31, and now if I do something simple like this, 3x plus 1 equals 31, and then I want to solve it for x, so I press comma x and I press enter. There we have it, we can solve a simple linear equation. We can also use this for solving quadratic equations, so if I go menu 3 1, and now if I go x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0, comma x, then what we can do is we can solve a quadratic equation, which is another great facility of it, which we'll be using in 10 methods. One of the other things that we can do is rearrange, carry out transposition of formula. So if I go something like this, menu 3 1, if I write, say for example, force equals mass times acceleration, I'll use c instead, so F equals m times c, and I want to rearrange the equation. So say for example I want to rearrange it for m, so now if I press this, so I put comma m, it will rearrange the equation. So that's a handy facility for you. So these are some of the benefits that we can do. One of the other benefits, because at the moment, just checking, home, settings, we're currently in exact mode, so if I just now carry out some surd work, so if I go, hey, what's the square root of 32, it will simplify the surd for me. So here we have square root 32 is 4 root 2. However, if say for example I said, well, maybe I just want it to a decimal, if I press Control Enter, you can see here it's approximate, and there we have it. So that's one of the other benefits. You can also rationalize the denominator. So if I make a fraction, so if I press Control Divide and I write something like this, root 5 over root 6, then I want to rationalize the denominator, so I don't want a surd in the denominator. If I press enter, it will do that for me as well. So again, some absolutely amazing facilities of the Ti-nspire. Okay, thank you.